This is a Dyson DC40 Mk2, a machine that, although I've spoken quite highly of them in the past, do not seem to be aging particularly well. This one's done something new and exciting that I've never seen before. See if you can spot it. It runs very well. But as soon as you recline the machine, you get a different noise. Something is spinning. It's certainly not the brushes or perhaps the cogs. Something inside of this head is very, very wrong. So let's have a look and see if we can work out what it is and what we have to do to put it right. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner chums. How are you today? Yes, there's also something else wrong with this machine as well. This brush roll doesn't turn or move at all. This one moves far too freely, so there are multiple things wrong with this head. So the first thing that we need to do is take out all the 4 screws securing the brush rolls in place, and then with those screws removed, let's take out this one here, which shows us that the cog has snapped off of the cog box because it's there. In fact, this bit should come out of, yeah, there we go. It hasn't even snapped the cog, it snapped the actual bit off of the box. We could probably remove that in a minute. But otherwise, this brush roll seems good. So that is one good sign, because DC40 Mk2 brush rolls can be a nightmare. This side is also okay. So that is big expense number 1 saved. But again, this side's got a lot of hair and is completely seized. So let's take out the screw that holds this in, and then these 3 screws, and then this screw. With all of this removed and all the compacted fluff taken out of there, and oh my goodness, here as well, we can nearly start to get to where we want to go. Pull the thin wire off that goes to there, pull the bigger wire, I say bigger wire, bigger connector off of there, and just pull those out of there. We don't need that. We need these 2 screws here, which hold the motor and its plate in, and it'll be a little bit fiddly, but it should all come out. This plate does come off of this bit here, and oh wow, this doesn't look terribly pretty. I'm amazed it hasn't burnt out with all the fluff that it has on it. So where we need to concentrate is in here, and again there's 2 screws on there, and then you go back to your smaller T10, I think it is, unless this is the wrong size. Of course it is, yes, it's not even a T10, it's a T8, so that's 3 different sizes of screwdriver you need for this job. Not the worst Dyson's ever done. Oh. And then, you can lift this off and work out that luckily the motor is fine. That is spinning freely. What has happened is that this has just seized into place with all of this hair. I don't know if I can even tap it out. I can tap it out. So yeah, that's seized into place and melted all of that with hair, which could be a pain in the bum. And yeah, look, the belt has quite literally cooked itself. So I don't know what spares I've actually got to fix this, because I don't think I've got a DC40 Mark II head. So what we're going to do is go in a DC40 Mark I head, strip out the cog box and hope that the innards are the same, because I think this can be saved. It might spin finely enough. Hopefully this bit is also the same as well. There's only one way to find out. Okay, so amazingly handily, this is a Dyson DC40 Mark I motor and innards, and I think this might work. Certainly the outer casing is almost the same, but just a little bit different. So I don't think we could use that. We've just got to hope that all of this clears quite happily where it needs to go. So we'll tap this out. There we go, and in theory, this is the part that we want. Oh yeah, no, you're in there happily enough over where it needs to go. It's not great, but it's there, all right. Certainly do for now. So that's now rubbish. Have our new belt to fit. In fact, actually, that's wrong, isn't it? This doesn't want to go on there first at all. It needs to go onto here with our belt. Oh, fiddly. Do you know that? I don't think it actually matters, and I'm pretty sure it's easier to put it around the cogs and then push the cogs into place than it is to do it any other way, is it? Oh, yeah. It's been a while since I've done a DC40. No, that's not right. So that's on there. Get off. Get off dirt. No. Oh, hang on, don't tell me this belt's too short. No, what is going on? I can't even tell if they're the same real size belt because they've all got completely different part numbers on it. Let me work out if this is actually going to work. Yeah, no, we can't actually do this, despite the broken piece itself being exactly the same part, literally. And yeah, and it's a bit obvious now I've sewn them side by side. DC40 Mark I is just a little bit smaller, and actually the belts are completely different sizes, but I can't use this belt because as soon as it goes up to the motor spindle, it's just going to slip and fall. So for all of that effort, for all of that work, we can't actually do this, and I've now got to price up, quote up, buy and wait for arrive at least the entire cog box assembly. Literally this bit here is all we need, but complete, which shouldn't be too hard, hopefully. Blimey, several days later, bless its little heart, this machine fell at just the wrong time. We've had a postal strike in the UK and a weekend, and yeah, this finally, well actually it arrived, I wasn't in, I had to go to the sorting office to pick it up, but £15 later we have this bucket of magnificence. Look at that. This has come from a healthy, well-maintained Dyson, I can tell. And the first thing we're actually going to do is going to plug it in to the machine as best we can. We don't have the clip, but as long as it's electrically in, we don't care. Just to check it works. There we go. And that's basically step one. Step two is to strip it all down, and we need that bit, don't we? And before too long has passed, we have ourselves here. Here is the motor and stuff from our eBay head. Now this is something that I think kills a lot of Dysons off. You see all that fluff around there? I mean, it's why I like doing full refurbs, because you get all this stuff out just as a matter of course. And obviously nobody ever does this because it is very involved to do, and then the motors cook themselves, and then the Dyson is basically scrapped. And yeah, I got to this stage and I thought, you know what, there's probably not much point in actually swapping the casings around. We know that this works. You know, all we needed was this part here as a spare. Any spares, people that watch my channel, please, you know, keep these and bang them up, because it is very handy. But yeah, we're just going to fit this entire piece into here. So we shall get started and put this back together. I'm going to keep this as a nice running spare, because that's always good to have. Oh, don't you fall over. And with that, we can double check that I did put a filter in it. Yes, I did. We can test out our fix when I plug the Dyson into the wall and turn on the setting. Well, despite its owner almost not wanting to do that, you know, despite that being the only reasonable fix for this machine, she didn't have a full refurb. They went for the medium refurb option, so we airlined out the Cyclone, washed, filters fitted, yeah, obviously found that, and oh, I don't know, is it worth it? Well, it depends, love. You can either pay me the £60 that I've charged for this, including the head, or buy a new Dyson. Whatever you want to do. And I don't know about you, but where's the dirt? It's there, you know. This rug does get a good clean with many other things quite regularly, but you know, I'd say that's working absolutely fine. Despite the motor's little iffiness, it'll go on like that for years, to be honest. If not, a new motor for one of these is probably going to cost the same £15 that the head cost for an entire spine with motor inside. Super simple to keep working. It's why I do like them, but bless them, they aren't aging well. That's the first time I've seen that happen. And another thing to add to the list, the problem is nowadays, when these are worthless, you know, when they were worth £50–60, you could ask to see them turned on. Now they're worth a fiver. That's just rude, isn't it? Surprise! Enjoy your vac hunting and be careful. And for now, I thank you very much for watching. Hope that you have enjoyed, and I and some other poorly James Dyson products will see you soon. Bye bye.